wants to get seated?
Yep.
Let's give him a couple more minutes.
Yep.
Hello, Greggy. Good evening. Thank you for coming to the August school board meeting of Franklin Community Schools. If you'd like to join us, we're going to start with a prayer before we start the meeting.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for another great start to the school year. We ask for your continued watch over students, teachers, and staff. Please give us, this board, your wisdom to guide us along the path to make good and sound decisions. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, with that, we'll call the meeting to order. I think there's a few people coming in still, but we'll go ahead and start with our favorite part of the meeting is our recognitions, and that's individual student growth. Dr. Worland and Dr. Clendenning, which I'm sure is why most of you are here, unless you want to stay for the business part. I don't.
Well, good evening, everyone. If you need a seat, feel free to find some. There are a number of them up front. I know that's everyone's favorite place to sit. This is fantastic, seeing everyone with us tonight. We don't normally have this many people here. We are going to start tonight with our high school social studies academic team. So as I call your name, please come forward. We want to honor you this evening. Members of the Social Studies academic team are, from last year, Sean Greider, Tiernan O'Rourke, oh, they're all right there. Liam Clark, Jaden Christofouli, Noah Woods, and Luke Bromley. The Franklin Community High School Social Studies academic team competed in the Indiana Association of School Principals Academic Super Bowl State Finals. It's a mouthful. They finished second in the state. Congratulations on a great season, and congratulations to their coach, teacher, Angela Coons.
As tradition has it, we're also going to ask the students to introduce anyone that's with them tonight. And then if someone just wants to talk just a little bit about the competition, who would you appoint to do that? Oh, Jaden, you are going to talk. So we'll just go down. When it gets to you, tell us about the competition. We'll start with you, Mrs. Coons. Who came with you tonight? Anybody?
I am alone. My team came with me. Yay.
I'm here with my beautiful mother, right over there, and my sister, Mariah. And I'll pass the microphone to Tierney.
Thanks. I'm here with my dad and sister who are sitting right over there. He is the guy with the Patriots shirt on, so you know where to direct your dirty looks at the end of this. And with that, I'll pass it on to Liam here.
I think my mom is here somewhere. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Hello, my name is Jaden.
I'm here with my mom, Susan, and my dad, Nick.
Hello, I'm Noah. I'm here with my father, mother, and my 2 sisters.
Hello, I'm Luke, and I'm with my mom. To tell you guys a little bit about this competition, it's like if any of you guys have ever done like Math Bowl or Quiz Bowl, it's kind of like that. Basically, you have 25 questions centered around a historical event or time period, and I mean, I personally think that they're pretty difficult questions, wouldn't you say? And yeah, whoever answers the most questions, you win, and it's pretty epic when you win, if you ask me. So that's about it.
And I was just told we missed the championship by 1 point. And the other, Tiernan is the only senior. He's heading to Xavier in a few weeks, and the rest are coming back to win this next year. So good luck. We'll have you back next year. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for helping.
We are now going to commence with our annual recognition. If you all picked up a program this evening, the Superintendent's Academic All-A Honor Roll has become a tradition at Franklin Community Schools, and probably is the primary reason why you're all with us this evening. This is a great honor for our students. And so the process this evening, as we have our new home here at Franklin Community Middle School, is we will call you up by building, by grade level. Mrs. Betts is here and is going to take our photo as you come forward, and so she will help us in positioning you by your group. So as you come forward, introduce the individuals that are with you here this evening. Please remain until we complete the photo op process. You should have all, if you did not already, there are certificates out here to my left in the hallway. Please make sure if you don't have one that you pick one up, pick up a program, and make sure you get a pencil. And I'll let Dr. C talk about that here in a minute. So we are going to start with CBIS. So we're celebrating tonight Franklin Community Schools, Students for Achieving Academic Excellence. They've received all A's for both semesters from the 21-22 academic school year. Could I have the 5th grade from CBIS please come forward at this time?
You want to help organize? We're going to need 2 rows. Tallest in the back. Tallest in the back. 2 rows. All right. We're going to start right here with the microphone. We'll pass it all the way around and come back and finish up with, all right? All right, you ready? You know what you're doing? Okay.
I'm Harper Stone, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Hayden Fries, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my brother and my sister.
I'm Chloe Grindstaff, and I'm here with my dad, my grandpa, and my grandma. I'm Oliver Anamnit, and I'm here with my grandparents, my parents, and my siblings.
I'm Isabel Voker, and I'm here with my mom and dad. I'm Mariah Greider, and I'm here with my mom and my older brother. I'm Madeline Trimley. And I'm here with my mom.
I'm Carter Cadwell, and I am here with my mom, my dad, and my sister.
I'm Nicholas Deppia, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
I'm Annabella Butler, and I'm with my mom.
I'm Aubrey Hendricks, and I'm here with my grandma and my mom.
I'm Noah Frazier, and I'm here with my mom and my sister.
I'm Holly Rader, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and my sister.
Hi, I'm Zoe Clark, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Torrin Epperson, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Jack Clark. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my sister.
I'm Owen Cummings, and I'm here with my siblings, grandparents, and parents.
I'm Kennedy Turner McQuinn, and I'm here with my parents and my sister and my brother.
I'm Ajitesh Brar, and I'm here with my mother over there.
I'm Esther Scott, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Eliza Sims, and I'm here with my mom and my mammal.
I'm Olivia Graves, and I'm here with my mom, sister, and grandma.
I'm River Lily, and I'm here with my mom, my sister.
I'm Emma Gonzalez, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Beverly Martin, and I'm with my mom, dad, sister, and brother.
I'm Ella Steinmack, and I'm here with my dad, my brother, and my sister. I'm Natalie Hoovermel, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and brother.
I'm Liam Hyde, and I'm here with my mom and my grandparents.
All right. And we're going to look at Mrs. Betts, and we're going to get a photo. So we're going to swing around just a little bit this way. Keep scooting around. Get it? Are we in? All right, congratulations, everybody. Bye.
Could our sixth grade students from CBIS please come forward? Follow the lead of your fifth grade fellow students. I do want to note we had 116 students at CBIS last year that made the A honor roll both semesters. Excellent job. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yep. We're going to, yep. Yep. Here you go. We're going to start right here. So scoot down towards me. Yep. Keep coming this way. This is what we're going to be in front of this pig. No, right here. Come on up towards me. Come on. I won't, I promise. Keep coming right here. Now we're all right. You know what we're going to do? You're going to introduce your mom and dad, right? Okay. This is your mom. Okay, introduce your mom.
Hi, my name is Addison Paul, and I'm here with my mom and our family friend, Rich.
Hi, I'm Addison Cray, and I'm here with my mom.
Hi, I'm Ella McCrary, and I'm here with my dad and my sister.
Hi, I'm Lauren Martin. I'm here with my mom and my sister.
Hi, I'm Maddie Sutton, and I'm here with my stepdad, my mom, and my brother, who managed to sit in the front row without being socially awkward.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Hi, I'm Emma Lewis, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my stepdad, all four of my siblings, my grandpa, two of my aunts, my uncle, and my aunt's boyfriend.
I'm Emma Farley, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and my sister.
Hi, I'm Levi Prine. I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Griffin Ams, and I'm here with my dad, mom, and brother.
Hello, I'm Cohen Duke, and I'm here with my grandpa and grandma.
I'm Corbin Booth, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Arthur Thomas, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
I'm Owen Edwards, and I'm here with my mom and my annoying brother.
I'm Kayla Zolkowski, and I'm here with my parents and my 2 younger brothers.
I'm Macy Murray, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Liberty McWhorter, and I'm here with my grandparents and my little sister.
I'm Adeline Griggs, and I'm here with my mom and my grandma.
I'm Melanie Floor, and I'm here with my mom.
Hi, I'm Holland Beck, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Trendy, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
Hi, I'm Mia Stymack, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, my sister, and my brother.
I'm Michaela Green, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
I'm Bennett Richardson. I'm here with my mom, dad, and my brother Braxton.
Hi, I'm Carson Cox. Oh, gosh. And I'm here with my mother.
Hi, I'm Autumn Paula, and I'm here with my sister, my mom, and family friend Rich.
All right, let's scoot up just a little bit so we're near the. All right. And we're turning. We're going to look at Mrs. Beck. And now if you can turn and face the front, your mom and dad can get a picture. All right, everybody, congratulations. Well done. So who's older?
I'm one minute.
All right.
And now on to the middle school. We had 112 of our middle school students achieve A's in both semesters last school year. If our 7th graders from last year could please come forward. Let's give them a round of applause.
We might be able to do 9th and 10th graders, 11th and 12th together.
I think so too, David. They're small. Good call.
And we're going to scoot everybody up this way so we can be in front of the screen. All right. Huh? Is that good? Can everybody see? Don't stand behind somebody's head. Here we go. We're going to start with you. Introduce your parents, please. Okay.
Hi, I'm Adeline Sullivan, and I'm here with my mom and my sister.
Hi, I'm Cameron Hatmaker, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, both of my sisters, and my brother.
Hi, I'm Liam Finnig, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Abram Botkin, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Addie Tunis, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Hi, I'm Emma Small, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Booker Baker. I'm here with my brother and mom and Steve.
Hi, I'm Kamari Ali, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Emma Lugers, and I'm here with my mom, dad, sister, brother, and grandparents.
I'm Leo Beard with the Beard fam. My mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers.
I'm Adelaide Jones, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and brother.
I'm Grace Anderson. I'm here with my dad, my stepmom, and my brother.
I'm Molly Loudon. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my little sister.
I'm Madeline Koval, and I'm here with my mom and my 2 little sisters.
I'm Addison Holman. I'm here with my mom, dad, and brother.
I'm Caitlin Gray, and I'm here with my dad, my mom, my sisters.
Hi, I'm Finn Roberts, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
I'm Emma White. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my little sister.
I'm Julian Meyer. I'm here with my mom, dad, and little sister.
I'm Ben Warland. I'm here with my mom, sister, and dad.
I'm Riley Cushing. I'm here with my mom, dad, and sisters.
I'm Caleb Swiger, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
I'm Madeline Allen, and I'm here with my mom and my little sister.
I'm Kendall O'Day, and I'm here with my mom and my sister.
I'm Sydney Stillebauer, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
I'm Eli Dimery, and I'm here with my mom and brother.
I'm Aaliyah Singleton, and I'm here with the Lilies.
I'm Ava Lilly, and I'm here with my mom and my brother.
I'm Cassidy Rucker, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Delaney O'Rourke, and I'm here with my dad and my brother. Silence.
All right, we need to scoot up one step and angle toward Mrs. Betts. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great year. See ya.
Excellent work. And as our 7th graders from last year find their seats, our 8th graders from the middle school can make their way forward. Congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
All right, we're going to start. You ready? All right, there you go.
I'm Hannah Bridges. I'm here with my mom, dad, and grandma.
I'm Alex Lane, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Luke Holcroft, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
I'm Titus Cross. I'm with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Marnie Moore, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm here with my dad and my sister.
Hi, I'm Aubrey, and I'm here with my mother and sister.
Hi, I'm Carrie Mays, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
Hi, I'm Samantha Straight, and I'm here with my mom, dad, brother, and grandma.
Hi, I'm Addie Machino, and I'm here with my mom and my dad. Hi, I'm Olivia Crowell. I'm here with my dad, and my mom's watching live from Florida. Hi, Mom.
Hi, I'm Alexandria, and I'm here with my mom and my sister.
Hi, I'm Oliver Jones, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Clay Holman, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, I'm Aaron Mosley. I'm here with my mom, dad, and sister.
Hi, Aries. It's Aries. My mom, dad, and Miss Kim.
Hi, I'm Akaya Elstride. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Hi, I'm Willa Thomas. I'm here with my mom, dad, and brother.
I'm PJ. I'm here with my grandma, my grandpa, my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister. Thank you.
I don't know how to follow that, but hi, I'm Keegan Turner McQuinn. I'm with my parents, my sister, my brother, and hi, Facebook.
Hi, I'm Joseph Judson, and I'm here with my mom.
Hi, I'm Alexander, and my parents dragged me here.
I'm Levi, and I'm here with my two sisters and parents, Jesse and Brianna Martin.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to have to scoot down this way. And here you go, you guys can come out here. So make it like a J. Here you go. Scoot down. There you go. Can you get everybody? Wow.
And now we will transition to the high school. We had 92 students at the high school last year who were awarded this honor of all A's for both semesters. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to ask all of last year's freshmen and sophomores to please come forward. Please join me in a round of applause.
Thank you. Wasn't Reese? That was so cool. Hello, Miss Kavanaugh. We'll still probably do 2 rows, everybody, okay?
Okay. I'm Sean Grider. Last year I was a sophomore, and I'm here with my mom and my sister.
Hi, I'm Luke. I was a freshman last year, and I'm with my mom.
Hi, I'm Cole. I'm here with my dad, my brother, my grandma. My mom's up there, and her re-election's coming up, so you should definitely vote for her. I'd really appreciate that.
I'm Nathan Neville. I'm here with my mom, dad, and grandma.
I'm Tyler, and I'm here with my sister and mother.
I'm Milo. I'm here with my mom, my dad, and I was a freshman last year.
I'm Kira. I was a freshman, and I'm with my mom, my dad, and my brother.
I'm Callie Cadwell, and I'm here with my parents and my little brother. I'm Madison Prine. I'm here with my dad, my mom, and my little brother, and I was a sophomore last year.
Hi, I'm Brianna Gray, and I was a sophomore last year, and I'm with my mom, my dad, and my sisters.
Hi, I'm Madison Ball. I was a freshman last year, and I'm here with my mom.
I'm Lily, and I'm here with my parents and my brother.
I'm Maggie Doty. I'm here with my parents, Bill and Jennifer.
I'm Lizzie Warland. I'm here with my parents, Brooke and Matt, and my brother, Ben.
I'm Ella McGinnis, and I'm here with my parents, Ann and Joe.
I'm Kate Pinnock, and I'm here with my parents, Matt and Jenny, and my little sister, Helen.
I'm Madeline McCullough. I'm here with my parents, Todd and Kelly McCullough.
Thank you. Great job. Hey, Robin, do you want them all shuffled this way? Look at Dr. Clendenning and walk that way. Congratulations, great job. And now for our final group, could our juniors and seniors from last year come forward, please? Please join me again in another round of applause. Thank you.
You did. I appreciate it. We're going to start with you.
Oh, great. Can't wait. Hello, my name is Mallory Luce. I'm here with my mom, Mindy Luce, and my dad, Brian Luce.
Hello, my name is Bianca Pialago, and I came here with my mom and my brother, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
My name's... Okay. My name's Liam Clark, and I promise we're not the only 4 people who got all A's at the high school. There's more, but I'm here with my mom again. Hi, Mom.
I'm the 4th one. I'm Zach Reese, and I'm here with my parents, Dave and Sarah.
Great job. Congratulations. Now, I know there are a number of families who've left already as we finished, but you need to give yourselves a round of applause because you are instrumental in this achievement. So please, thank you to all of our families who are with us. We would also like to thank our educators, if any of our teachers are in the room, because it is a team effort. So all of you, congratulations and a good job well done. If anybody wants to leave this evening and does not want to stay for the rest of the meeting, please feel free to exit at this time. And again, thank you. Have a great night.
Test. Unless you're a building principal, you need to stay for the rest of the fun meeting. Thanks for coming. See ya. Hey, I get it. I know. Yeah, I appreciate that. As we transition there, we do have one more recognition. Last spring, we were notified that Mrs. Ott received the Distinguished Governance Award from the Indiana School Board Association. The ISBA's Exemplary Governance Award program celebrates school boards and school board members for demonstrating an outstanding commitment to continuous improvement and professional learning. Through active participation in ISBA and ISBA recognized trainings, seminars, and conferences, Mrs. Ott receives this award. So please join me in saying congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no speech. No speech. Thank you. Okay, are we ready to move on? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Do we have any public comments? Robin?
For consent?
No. Okay, no, so we'll move on. Do we have any questions, comments from the board?
I have a couple of things to point
Okay.
out. On the healthcare premiums, the district is proposing that we cover the 2.5% increase across the board. That will come to an additional cost of $150,000 per year. Another change is that for the dental program, we are adding an employee spouse and employee child option. In previous years, it's just been employee only and family. So this will actually result in a savings of about $15,000 a year. And then there are, let's see. And the dental will also save dollars for all employees with the exception of the family plan, which will increase $1.50 per pay. And then there are no changes in the vision plan.
Mrs. Ott, on E, elementary school grade configuration amendment, if you recall, last year we approved the redistricting and we had to move preschools to Needham for the first time as well as developmental preschool around. So this just gets us in line with IDOE that tells us where our schools are. So this is what you're approving tonight.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
One more item for me.
Okay.
Our liability insurance is up for renewal. Our insurance agent solicited bids for renewal and had two carriers, our existing carrier, Liberty Mutual, and EMC, provide proposals. EMC had the lower bid by $216. However, our insurance agents are recommending to continue with Liberty Mutual. Just to give you perspective, that our total cost is around $380,000 a year, so $619 is a drop in the bucket. And they attached a comparison that highlights some of the differences. One of the alarming things about the EMC proposal was they excluded Northwood, the administration building, and the middle school sports complex from being covered for flood insurance. So we shouldn't take that risk. And then also another thing, when you switch carriers, prior events are not covered by the new insurance carrier. So there's always a risk of changing insurance agencies. So I was pleasantly surprised that Liberty was only proposing a 5% increase, even though our assessed value increased last year by about 8%. So we are recommending the board approve Liberty Mutual going forward for another year renewal.
Okay. Any other questions? Any comments?
Just to recognize under the personnel report, we've got a person of our grounds crew that's retiring. Mr. Meadows, Troy Meadows, is retiring after 25 years. So we want to thank him for his service.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Are we good? Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Ryan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion passes. Great. Next, we will move on to superintendent reports. And that will start with a back-to-school update.
Yeah, just real quickly, thought we'd give everyone a review of what's gone on the last couple of weeks. It started at the end of July where we had new teacher orientation, and Dr. Warren and I greeted about 37 people. We do have a couple of them in the audience today, so thank you for coming to the school board meeting. We appreciate your attendance, and we do appreciate them there. We do have some openings, though. We have 2 special education teacher openings, one at the high school, and we're going to have one at CBIS because that person is leaving coming up at the end of the month. And so that is still a concern for us. Enrollment numbers are trending quite well. If you recall, last year's February ADM was 4,823, and today Dr. Warren and I were reviewing enrollment, and we're at about 4949. So we're seeing about 126 kids larger than we anticipated, I think, as we looked at. We know that may settle down some as people move towards Labor Day, but I don't think you're going to see us back at that 4823, which is a good thing for us as we move forward. We've had a few transportation woes. Mr. Sewell, if he was not bald already, he would be. It was very stressful in terms of we transitioned and the system wasn't playing well with Power School. And so we had some parents that did not even register as a pickup spot. And on the Stop Finder, I want to give a shout out to Jeff. He spent many hours behind the scenes trying to partner the database in Power School with Stop Finder to get mom and dad their information. Mrs. Betts did a great job of communicating out as well to the parents, and a big shout out to the transportation department. Doug and his team spent many, many hours marrying the two together. It's still not fixed, but it's a lot better than it was. And we'll continue to look at that over time, but that was probably our biggest area of concern, was in the transportation. We are getting better at getting kids home after school with their routes, but it is something that we continue to look at. In curriculum, Dr. Warden.
Yes, on the curriculum side, as all of you know, we adopted a number of resources last year: math, social studies, essential skills. So we've spent significant time this summer, some in this room, attending professional development, working with our PLCs. So those teams are off the ground. That's exciting. As you know, teaming hit the ground running at the beginning of the year at the middle school and continued at CBIS. So we've had great response from those activities so far. We will monitor and measure through the year. Excited about those strategic planning items. Intervention time, we've done some creative work. A number of our building principals, some new twists to how we're meeting student needs and looking at data and focusing on individual student growth. New science standards, computer science standards, were rolled out by the state this summer. So our teachers will spend time walking through those standards, looking at priority standards this school year. So our science teachers are getting excited about that upcoming work. Another quick update, we were awarded by IDOE, by the state, an early intervention grant of $13,063.93. That grant is specific to literacy initiatives for kindergarten, first, and second grade students. We will use those dollars to help support our platform to measure our literacy skills and dyslexia requirements that are in the state law. So that's exciting. We're going to do some training on Thursday with our teachers. So training new coaches, integrating teachers into the building. It's really an exciting time with lots of energy in the building. So it's going to be a great year.
Yay. All right. Anything else on that?
Principals, did we miss anything? I know.
They're quiet. It must.
I see
Yeah,
smiles.
that's right. As
in
I
the
say, it
background.
must have been a perfect start to the school year. They have nothing to say, to add.
All
Great.
right. Thank
Okay,
you.
so then next on our superintendent's reports are the collective bargaining timeline. And that's Mrs. Gross.
I've moved down here so you can hear me better, Ryan.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'll go over the collective bargaining timeline first. September 7th, we will be hosting a public hearing at 3 o'clock here at the middle school. This is typically attended by Dr. Clendenning and Tony Harris, the president of FCTA. And we invite the public in to provide any input that they have. And then the negotiation period starts on September 15th and ends on September 30th. We have a couple meetings planned for September 15th and the 20th. We may not need both of those, but we went ahead and scheduled those. Typically that is FCS leadership and FCTA officers. And then on September 29th, the school board will host a public hearing here again at the middle school at 6 o'clock. The teacher ratification meeting will take place either on the 29th or somewhere around that date. And then on October 5th, we'll have the school ratification meeting, again here at the middle school at 6 p.m.
Does the 29th work for everybody to be here? We do need everyone in attendance if possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I think you're up again, aren't you?
I'm up a couple times, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll just let you keep going.
Okay. In your packet, you'll see the financial statement ending June 30th. I could have pulled July, but I think the June 30th always provides a good glance at 50% of the year. So I always look for 50% or lower spent. In total, we're at about 47%, so right under target. And then a couple of areas that are a little bit above the 50% mark. Wages, we have done some increases throughout the year, knowing that we had more revenue coming in than what we thought at this point last year. So that's expected. In transportation, fuel and overtime costs are a little bit above that 50% mark. I don't think I need to tell anybody why. Building improvements, we're always above the 50% mark there because we've never been able to fund that adequately, which we'll hear more about in the bond hearing topic. And then debt service, we've got a little bit, $10,000 of interest more than what we had planned, but we can just pull that from the fund balance. I also do not have Forecast 5 reports for all of you tonight because as I was going through them last week, I discovered that there was a programming issue, and it was each month it was projecting around $700,000 more in salaries and benefits than what actual was. So there's a programming issue somewhere, so I'm going to have to get that rectified, and I will bring those reports back to you next month. Okay. So no colorful graphs. Sorry.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to the budget workshop.
Okay. I told Brooke I thought everybody came to see my budget presentation.
I didn't come to see it, but that's not why I'm here.
All right. Timeline for the budget. Tonight is considered the budget workshop, and I will be requesting permission to advertise the notice for hearing for the budget. On September 12th, that's the actual public hearing for the budget, and I will be asking for approval on the capital projects plan and the bus replacement plan. On October 17th, the school board will adopt the 23 budget, and then by November 8th, we will have to have everything into Gateway. I always try to do the kind of an overview of the legislative updates that have come along throughout the year. We've gotten a significant increase in state funding, which is great. We received an increase in 21-22 and then again in 22-23. This year's equates to 4.3% for each student, and for us that equates to about $934,000. We also received about a 10% increase in special education funding, and that equated to about $332,000. And you'll see a note at the bottom of the slide that this additional revenue was based on zero growth, but as Dr. Clendenning said, we're seeing some good numbers, so I would anticipate that to actually increase more. Another couple requirements around teacher salaries. You've heard a lot from the governor and legislators about having to make sure that our teachers are adequately compensated. And so they're going to implement a couple of, I guess, benchmarks for us to achieve. So starting this past school year in 21-22, the districts were required to spend at least 45% of the total tuition support on teacher salaries. So 45% of the education fund has to go towards teacher compensation. For this school year, we ended at 44.84%. Couldn't have gotten any closer. So I will probably have to submit some kind of explanation as to why we were 0.16% short. But the good news is, next year, for 22-23, there were enough schools that pointed out that we weren't including the co-op salaries, like the C9 teachers that we indirectly pay, the Earlywood teachers that we indirectly pay. So they've put in the mechanism for us to be able to include those next year. So based on that change, and a preliminary estimate from Earlywood, we'll be at 46.19%. And that's without C9, because I don't have any idea from them yet what that looks like. And then another requirement is that the funding floor for teacher salaries does not decrease from year to year. So our baseline for 21-22 is about 16.1 million, and the projected, based on the budget that I'm proposing, is 16.9 million. So I don't think there's any chance we're going to go below that funding floor, at least for this next year. All right, before I start on 23, I always try to give you a snapshot of what the current year looks like. So this first slide shows projected year-end revenue totals. The first column shows the 22 estimated revenue, which is what I presented to you last August, and a lot changed after that. So the second column shows projected year-end revenue. So as you can see, we're about $2.3 million more than what we had projected at this point last year. Now, if you look up at debt service, a lot of that is related to debt service, which we don't really have a lot of discretion with. So that's why I've got that last line that shows the 1.5 million that we've increased, and we can spend that the way the board feels to spend it. And kind of an explanation of some of these increases. I talked about the increase in SPED revenue in the ed fund. That was about $500,000 for this year. And then the AV that increased 8%, that contributed to the debt service, the operating fund, and the increase in referendum funds. So it's been a good year on the revenue side for sure. Next slide shows the projected year-end results. Revenue versus expenses. So that first column, again, shows projected year-end revenue. The second column shows the total expenses that we're projecting. So at year-end, we're about almost $1 million in the negative. But if you scan up to the debt service line of $1.7 million deficit, we've made a concerted effort to spend that fund balance down, and so that's why that shows in the negative. So under education, we're probably going to overspend that account or that fund by about $100,000. Operations, we should have around $800,000 to add to fund balance, and then $140,000 remaining in the referendum fund. And one additional explanation for the overage in education, we ended up, teacher raises ended up being more than what we thought they were going to be at this time last year. So a lot happens after this date. It's so early.
So Tina, before you go on, seeing that with the the education fund expecting to be over, if you go back to slide 5, those two new, where we got to do the baseline for the teachers, 2021 was the first year that we had the new funds, right? The four level funds, right? That's
You
when
mean the change in the chart?
Yeah.
That was right when I came on board, so that was more like 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question, though. All right, enrollment, which drives everything we do. So the first slide shows kind of a snapshot of what's happened in the last few years. COVID had a lot of impact on our bottom line as far as enrollment. So you're seeing a lot of negative the last 4 years. However, we're trending up, and Dr. C and I always have a little bit of side bet going on. And so my projection based on how many students we lost between July and the ADM count, we typically lose about 100. So if that's the case, we would still be up by about 60 students. So that equates to $360,000 at least. And then I'm required to provide the historical enrollment data by grade. So if you reflect on Dr. Brudvig's enrollment forecast, she talked about the fact that we've got to get back to the point of bringing in the same number of kindergartners as we graduated seniors the year before. So this chart kind of illustrates that dynamic as well. All right, so now we're up to proposing 23. I gave you a little snapshot of the budget history for the last 3 years. And as you can see, our budgets go up about $4 million every year, or have been at least in the past 3 years. And this year is no exception. We're requesting $4.8 million more in appropriation than in the previous year. A lot of that is in the education fund, where we're getting that additional revenue. And then the AV contributes to more operational funding, debt service, and referendum. There's a colorful graph This doesn't change much from year to year. We typically spend 50% of our budget out of the education fund. Debt service falling behind at 27%, operations 16%, and then the referendum is 7% of our total budget. The next slide shows our significant increases for '23. I talked about the increase in SPED funding, or special education funding, and we have strategically used that for additional special education teachers, additional hours for the essential skills assistants, and then offering them a benefit package. And then we've also been very focused on alternative education and behavioral support in the classroom. So that a lot of that has been towards those particular initiatives. We also have a $170,000 line item for support staff increases. That will be January 1. We have an increase in C9 expenses of $100,000. I talked earlier about the $150,000 in healthcare premiums that we would like to cover as a district. And then our earlywood education services. This is one that has increased significantly over time, and it seemed to be especially high this year. So we're having to budget an additional $500,000 for those services. So we're going to take a look at that and see if there's any savings to be had there. And then the electrical, we got an email from Duke a few months ago letting us know that we could expect increases from 22% to 34%. So for us, that equates to about $350,000. So that's a significant increase that we have to plan for. Note at the bottom of the slide, this does not include the increases for teacher pay that we're getting ready to negotiate.
Does the C9 expense, does that cover additional fees for the building? Are we going to see another check or charge come across for their expansion?
No, they've already agreed on that price.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do think I would encourage the board to really seek a more detailed aspect of what's happening in C9. Earlywood, even though it's a significant increase, we were able to meet with Dr. Balsley and walk through the increases, and we were able to articulate kind of our major concerns. That's not happening at C9 right now, and I do think it's important that we see that, because it's also going up, as we continue to seek that. So that's one thing that I would encourage, Becky, if you could share. I will definitely be sharing a superintendent roundtable with them, but we need to see a clearer picture of what's going on with those rate impacts.
Maybe we ask them to come present it here.
Yeah,
if we're not getting the information that we need, they can come here and.
It's a good idea, Ryan. I'll do that. I'll see if he can do that. But it is a concern.
Yeah. And I do know that they've done a lot of the same things we have, increased teacher pay. Their utilities have gone up significantly. So yeah, I mean, it's, everybody's feeling it, but yeah, that for sure we can look at that.
I just think if we could see a more itemized approach. I know when Tina gets to her budget, she's like, what is this? She's like, what did you agree to?
I did.
And it was one of those things like, well, I'm not agreeing to anything, but if he would come and Dr. Kovacs would present, I think it'd be a really good idea for us to hear from him. And we could do the same with Dr. Balsley as well. I think you're going to continue to hear over the rest of this year about Franklin Schools and our journey in special education. We are seeing significant increases. I mean, you're seeing it in dollar forms, but percent-wise, it's 46%. Is that what you settled on?
Well, it was 43, and I just got an email tonight that I think she's gotten it down to 21%.
Okay. But over the last 2 years, we've seen significant as well. So that's a concern, obviously. Yes, our student population, and we want to serve those kids. So the question is, what's the best way for us to serve those students? And transportation, I wanted to add one more thing. We do not know what the final cost is for transportation, and we've in the past locked in. We haven't locked in yet, is that correct? And that's a concern. Obviously, the gas prices are skyrocketing, and so we're monitoring that. But Tina's done a great job of anticipating some of those things in our budget, but you're going to see some big places where we're going to have to probably use some operating balance, and you're going to talk more about that. We've talked with Andy a little bit as well on the finance side to say, okay, if we have these $800,000 concerns, you know, with where do we go get them in operation? And we're looking probably at the operating balance to offset the utility cost and gas.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. So I stood in front of you last year and kind of explained my methodology of how to build the budget, and I wanted to do that based on, I didn't ask for any more appropriation than what I thought we were going to bring in for revenue. I'm not sure that was the best approach, because over the next few months, I'm probably going to be coming back to you for additional appropriation. And, you know, it's because of all these revenue increases that we've had. So we need to be able to make sure that we have the budget authority to spend those dollars. So for this year, I didn't go like all out because I am conservative, but I did end up going over by, it's whittled down probably to about $550,000 over what I think we're going to bring in, but that's with flat enrollment, a conservative number of increase for assessed value. So there, I'm confident we'll be able to cover that $550,000 deficit and then some. And it's mainly to do with the electrical, the fuel, all of these things that are, you know, popping up for everyone. All right, tax rates. This is the fun part. Assessed valuations, I just showed you a little bit of a history. The 2023 is still to be determined, even though it was due last Monday. I stalked the website today and refreshed about 15 or 20 times, and it's still not there. And one of my thoughts was maybe we should have this meeting later in the month, because this has such a big influence on what we need to ask for from the DLGF. So we probably need to look at delaying a little bit so we can get past that deadline by a reasonable amount. Belvia's probably shaking her head. She probably agrees with that. Yeah, Marion County, just to give you an idea, Marion County's been posted at an increase of 18%. So we'll probably be close to that, or maybe even more.
And that's how much houses have gone up, the value of houses.
Yeah. So great for homeowners, bad for taxpayers, I guess, but they're capped, so. So that brings me to the next slide. And so just to refresh your memory, we always play this game of asking for a lot higher tax rate in each category than what we know we're going to receive. They're not going to let us go crazy and increase our tax rate by 70 cents. But we have to do that because of these astronomical increases in AV. If we don't, then the tax rate's going to go down significantly. So for operations, we're asking for 59 cents. Last year we were at 46 cents. So our target will be a flat rate. or a flat increase, I'm sorry. Debt service, we're asking for $1.44. We're always around 98 to 99 cents. And then the referendum, we're asking for 31 cents, but statutorily we can only get 23, and we know that. So the anticipated approval, the $1.67 is the same as last year. So once these AB numbers come in, we will probably change some estimates in Gateway to make sure that we don't have any tax increase on that. So the Form 3 that you guys have in your packet, those are total budget numbers. That will not change. What will change is what we're asking for in tax rate, because remember that the higher the assessed value, the less tax rate has to happen to make that levy. And then the next slide just shows historically we always ask for $2 and some cents, and we always get around $1.65 to 70. Any questions?
So you mentioned delaying this. Would delaying this to the September board be too late? What's the timing that we need to consider?
If we delay to the September board for the workshop, we probably have to have another special meeting in September to meet the other deadlines.
Okay.
So I'll leave that up to the board how you want to handle that, but the information that you would get at this meeting would be much more accurate if we could get those assessed values.
Thanks.
Okay. With that, we'll move on to action items. Do we have any public comments? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent for the West Side Sewer easement. Is that Mr. Young? I have you for that, or is that Mr. Sewell?
I believe Mr. Sewell.
Yeah, I think it's on there.
May impress upon Roger to help me if we get stuck. Last month, you remember that Mr. Siebenthal, Mr. Richards from the city, and Mr. Siebenthal from Wessler Engineering came and proposed that we grant an easement for the West Side Sewer intercept that comes down through the high school property. And subsequent to that meeting, we met together and looked at the logistics of executing that project to kind of decide, does it have an undue impact on our operations? And so through that process, we came up with a list of things that we looked at, and we were able to either completely avoid or mitigate those impacts in a way that I find that is acceptable. So in the days following that, as we got ready to go ahead and bring that back to you as an action item, Mr. Young advised that the high school property still secures debt and is still held by the building corporation, the school building corporation. So the act of granting the easement is for them to do and not for this board to do. So asking Mr. Young's advice on that, he recommended that as the leasee of that property, it would still be pertinent for you to either consent or oppose the granting of the easement and make that recommendation or that petition back to the building corporation. It's my recommendation to you that we can, that project can be completed without any undue problem for us next year. There's going to be it's going to be a busy construction season. The roundabout project at Simon and Commerce will be going on at the same time. That'll close that same driveway where some of that work's going to be done, so the timing is good there. We'll be doing the football field replacement next year. We'll probably get some more paving and roofing and some other things in the hopper for next year. It's going to be a busy season. but I think we can get all of that done without causing problems. So my recommendation to the board would be that I don't see a reason to oppose the easement.
Do you have any questions?
Mr. Sewell, we talked last month about the cross-country. I know that it was called out here that you've considered the cross-country, but we don't have details on the provision. How are those students and families going to get across the construction zone safely to get to the field? And I think it needs to be called out in this document.
Okay.
That we've got that plan.
Yep.
Right? Because we are going to be crossing during the construction, right? Potentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they have been able to compress the schedule down to 120 days. So we're only going to be in like the first 2 months of school.
Okay.
But yeah, we can, over the span of that, that'll give us plenty of time to stagger the area that's being constructed so that we're avoiding it during those critical times.
Okay.
And I've already reached out to Mr. Doty to make sure we're planning ahead for that as that project comes forward.
So,
we have several big needs the first 2 months.
Yeah. So we can, they can make sure that that area remains open.
So I would recommend a conditional acceptance until we get this added, this provision added.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the document, the rest of the document as it was. I just think we need to call out specifically the cross-country on how those kids and families are going to get across to the field.
So we need a motion to approve this pending the addition of the cross-country crosswalk getting into there. So who, are you making that one?
I move to approve.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Ryan, how do you vote?
I need to abstain from this one.
Okay. Becky?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. All right, we all voted yes, the motion passes. Thank you.
Mr. Young, do you have a timeline when you're going to pull the multi-building corp together?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a timeline when you're going to have the multi-building corp come together and vote on this?
Well, all it's going to require is the signature of the president. I've asked him to stop by at his convenience, but he hasn't come by.
Okay, so for the cross-country amendment, when do we need to have that to you?
I'm not sure if it's going to be in the easement or in this other side document that's going to reflect all the conditions and promises.
Yeah, the contract.
That sort of language would be maybe an exhibit to the actual easement document or not contained in the body of the document. Put it in the construction document.
Yeah, the construction documents will have the schedule integral to the construction documents. When direct access will have to be maintained during those specific window of time. But you're right, it will be during those 2 months.
But rest assured, the easement will not be delivered to the city until such time as all these conditions are met. I may get Mr. Yardell's signature on it just for a matter of convenience.
Yes.
So I'll have it to deliver as soon as these other conditions are fulfilled.
Does that work? Yeah.
No, I'm confident you guys will come up with it. I mean, you highlighted in the document here tonight that there's considerations for the track cross-country. I just think we need to call it out in detail because that is a bigger impact.
Yep, we can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to pause the meeting for a minute and do our, we have a public hearing for the preliminary determination hearing for the 2022 bond issuance. So the next item on the agenda is for the board to hold the preliminary hearing on the proposed projects. If you are interested in speaking at the hearing, please make sure you have signed the sign-in sheet at the back of the room, which should include your name and address. After a presentation by the administration and its advisors, there will be an opportunity for the public to make comments about the project. At the hearing, we will ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed projects under consideration. The notice of this preliminary determination hearing was published as legally required. At this time, I will ask that School Attorney Roger Young explain the purpose of this hearing.
Thank you. The purpose of this hearing is that the law requires that if Franklin Community School Corporation intends to undertake a project that will cost more than a certain amount and borrow the money to fund that project, that it must hold 2 public hearings before officially determining the proceed. There are really a number of things that will be done within this project. We may refer to it as a project singular, but in fact, as you will find out in a little bit, the project consists of a number of different components. And the project that the school intends to undertake does cost more than the statutory maximum amount, and that is why the hearings are being held. There will be a second hearing on August 15th at 6 p.m., I assume here at the auditorium. Before taking public comment in support of or opposition to the project, information will be provided concerning the needs for the project, how the project will address those needs, the estimated cost of the project, and how those costs will be paid, and the property tax impact resulting from the issuance of bonds to fund the project. If after the second hearing, the school board votes to move forward, it will adopt a preliminary determination resolution describing the project and establishing a maximum not to exceed amount.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We will now hear from CFO Tina Gross about the process of determining and communicating the projects to the community and the need for the projects.
Yes, so
there we go. Okay, I'll just provide a little bit of background. We talked a lot about a facility study that Lancer and Beebe performed for us. That study outlined some of the deferred maintenance that I referred to and some of the projects that would improve safety in our buildings. So this bond is our, not our first attempt, but this one's pretty significantly higher than what the GEO bonds that we've done before. So we're going to be able to do a lot of infrastructure improvements. Boring, but very necessary and very timely. Jeff Sewell will talk about specifically about what projects this entails, and we have Belvia Gray here from Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors to talk about the fact that we can do this with no increase to our tax rate.
Okay, so you're done, right? Okay, so we will now hear from Executive Director of Operations Jeff Sewell about how the proposed projects meet the needs as described by CFO Tina Gross.
Good evening. So I took the project list that I kind of perpetually maintain, and I prioritized it and broke it into 3 big buckets that we'll look at tonight. So the first one is heating, HVAC projects and mechanical systems, and that is HVAC projects, boilers, pumps, building controls, anything that's related to maintaining the climate and the mechanical systems, the hot water, anything related to that in the building. We have multiple projects in that category, and I could probably spend maybe double that. But these, I really focused in on the ones where we need to act sooner rather than later to make sure we don't have an interruption in the use of our facilities. So Creekside, Northwood, the high school and the middle school probably top the list with HVAC projects in those categories. The next slide. The second big bucket I put together is the building envelope and hardscapes. So that's everything to do with keeping the building, weather out of the building, and keeping our paved surfaces and our drainage of our facilities working properly. So obviously we need to keep buildings dry with good roofs and with good masonry and windows and so on. The pavement also requires ongoing maintenance. What I've done here and what is reflected in that $9 million price tag is I've taken STR's survey estimates and prioritize those, and that would bring all of our deferred project maintenance on roofs, walls, and hardscapes up current by the time we're done with that bond project. So it would have to be phased. We couldn't do all of those projects in any one year, but by the time we got to the second or third year window of using that bond, those things would be current and ready to go. The third, next slide. This third bucket is general facility improvements. Of the three, this is the one that's probably it has a lot more opportunity than is reflected in that budget. The $2 million is not going to go very far in that space. There's lots of opportunity for updating interior walls, flooring, ceilings, furnishings, all of that kind of stuff. Athletic facilities, there's some pool renovations work needs to be done. There's a liner that needs to be repaired in the pool. There's bleachers that need attention. There's a variety of projects that are wrapped in there. And that number is only going to kind of start scratching the surface of that.
All right.
So the grand total of that budget is approximately the amount of the bond issuance is $17.4 million.
Thank you. We will now hear from Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors, from our municipal advisor, Belvia Gray, about how the proposed projects will be financed, as well as information about the effect on the typical property taxpayer.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good to see all of your faces. And my colleague Megan Gibson is here with me this evening, and it was so nice to come in and see all of your students being celebrated before this part of the presentation. It's one of our favorite parts of getting out around the state and getting to see all the good things that are happening. So I guess thanks for having this meeting on this day. Lots of good news today, for sure. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about the potential financial impact of the proposed bonds that the school is looking at. And this is the first of two hearings. So you're not taking, obviously, any action at tonight's meeting. So if there are any questions from you or from any members of the public, we're happy to answer them. Because this is a preliminary determination hearing, there are also certain pieces of financial information that the school is required to have calculated and then made available to anyone who asks for it. So Mrs. Gross has that information, but basically it just has information on the maximum parameters of the bonds, looking at tax rate information, overlapping debt, and those kinds of things. So just want to make sure I stated that in the meeting. That's available for any taxpayer who requests it. So moving on to the presentation, we always start our presentations by looking at what's your current debt picture look like, right? So that we know when we're planning ahead what kind of capacity we may have. So this first slide shows all of the school's outstanding debt in detail format, but I think it shows it better on the next slide with all of the debt here laid out and layered in. And the school corporation has several bonds outstanding, all of which will be paid by 2029, and you already have several dips coming up within your debt schedule, and this is really an ideal debt schedule for any school corporation, especially hearing that you're looking at enrollment growth. There may be additional needs that your buildings may need too, so this type of debt structure not only helps you with the projects that are, the projects that we're talking about for this particular project, but also provides the school with capacity for maybe some of those projects that may be more transformative for the school corporation as well. Gives you the ability to think about those kinds of things. Moving on to the next slide, we're showing the maximum borrowing amount of $17,445,000. That's the maximum that can be authorized with the process that the school corporation is following for this project. So from that, we look at, there's certain costs of issuance that we take into account. So for the project as a whole, around $17 million would be available for the projects. If the school corporation approves this project moving forward at your next meeting, and then it gets through the process, we would be looking at issuing these bonds yet this year. And we have provided in the legal documents flexibility in terms of repayment term. So what we're showing here on this slide is a 10-year repayment, but as Mrs. Gross mentioned, we don't know where assessed value is going to be. So if assessed value comes in much higher than we're expecting, it may allow the school to pay back the debt a little bit earlier than you were planning to. So you could pay it back as soon as maybe 7 years. But we've included in the authorization, in the legal authorizations, of repayment of up to 17 years. Because we're in an interest rate increasing environment and want to make sure that we're providing the school with the appropriate amount of flexibility. All of that said, based upon the way that the school's debt structure looks, and we can go to that next slide, we're actually not expecting that the school's debt service tax rate is going to increase over your current levels. And you'll note that the payment, in 2022 is a little bit higher. We're showing that payment be a little bit lower. Part of that was because of a spend down that Mrs. Gross mentioned earlier tonight, that the school had done an intentional spend down of its operating balance and its debt service fund. So that's part of the reason the debt structure looks the way that it does. And you can see here it still provides lots of flexibility for the district as you look at future needs. That's all I have on the financing. Any questions on that piece? Okay, thank you.
Okay, we will now open the public hearing. Remember, if you would like to speak, please sign in with Mrs. Betts. We ask that you state your name and address and limit your comments to the proposed project and financing. Keep any comments to 3 minutes and avoid being repetitive if possible, please. Mrs. Betts, do we have anybody who signed in? So seeing none. Thank you to everybody who participated in the hearing. We appreciate your time and interest in the project. And
just to remind everyone, since this is the first time in many years that we've gone through this process, next Monday night we will be back together again for the second public hearing. At the same time, we'll hear similar information, and if anyone has questions regarding the project, please reach out even beforehand, but come Monday night with those questions so that we can get those answered for you. And then we will actually have the vote the next board meeting. Is that correct? The vote will occur Monday night. Okay. So those are the timelines. And like I said, it's been many years since I've been here 14, and this is the first time that we've had this type of public hearing in terms of that. So you can see it's been a long time since Franklin. Goshen's a long time ago. Franklin has been in this situation.
so we're finished now?
We are finished.
We will end our public hearing and move on with our next action item, which is the notice of a public hearing for the 2023 budget. Is that Mrs. Gross?
So in front of you, you will see what's called a Form 3, and the total budgets for each fund are listed there. I would like to point out that the property tax cap credit estimate of $5.6 million, I have questioned with the DLGF because our circuit breaker has always been around 3.5, so I'm not sure why that number increased so much. And Jason O'Neill from Policy Analytics confirms that that has to be a mistake. So I'll see if I can get that corrected before next month's public hearing. But tonight I'm asking for approval from the board to post this notice to taxpayers on both Gateway and on our website prior to the public hearing in September.
Thank you. Do we have any questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Ryan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so that passes. And then the next one is the permission to advertise capital projects and bus replacement.
Okay, I'm also asking for permission to also submit in Gateway and on our website our 2023 capital project plan, which includes some expenditures in IT for firewall and wireless internet. I'm required to present anything that we anticipate that's over $10,000. So that's the capital project plan. And then on bus replacement, if you recall, we entered into a lease agreement earlier this year for the replacement of 15 buses. So the payments that you see on the public notice are those lease payments over the next 4 years, 4 to 5 years. I think in 27, halfway through the year, we pay it off, and then I've got another additional bus in there. So we've had a little bit of a delay with the delivery of those buses. There's a backlog.
Chip shortage, huh?
Yeah, something like that. So,
Are you familiar?
but we've started paying for them already. Our first payment was due in June, so yes, hopefully those will get here soon.
Hopefully.
And we'll reduce some of our repair and maintenance costs too.
That'd be great, thank you. Do we have any questions or comments? No, do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Andy. Do we have a second?
I'd love a second.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. All right, so Ryan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy? And I vote yes, the motion passes. The next is the extracurricular account credit card resolution. Mrs. Gross again. This has been your night. You have been the star of the show this evening. Yeah.
Yes, and I just love the spotlight.
Yeah.
That's perfect for me.
Yeah. That's why you went into finance, right?
Right. So I could present at public meetings once a month.
Right there. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Oh, this is good stuff though, right?
Yeah.
Becky will appreciate this one, I think. So I'm asking for approval to create a procurement card program on the building side. So we have extracurricular accounts that reside with the building, and then we have our operating funds. We already have a credit card program on the operating side, but on the building side, there are a few options, which Trustee Nelson has experienced. Someone who needs to purchase items, say at Kroger, will have to go to Kroger, price the items out, and then come back and request a check for that amount, and then go back to Kroger hoping that the pricing hasn't changed. So there have been some situations come up in the last year or so with the principals that, you know, we could easily satisfy if we had a procurement card program. And sometimes we have to use the ones on the operating side, but when that happens, we have to write a check to ourselves, and it's just not good business. So if we create this procurement card on the ECA side, the buildings will have access to be able to make purchases in a more efficient manner, and it'll actually be easier to control, I think. We will handle the reviews and the reconciliations every month, just like we do on the operating side. And it will also allow us to get rid of all the store credit cards that we have, the Sam's Club, the Walmarts, Lowe's, and all that. We'll be able to eliminate most of that anyway. And so if a teacher needs something, she can go to the building treasurer and sign out this card to be able to go get what they need. So we're not wasting anybody's time, and it's just an easier process. We pursued this through our bank, First Merchants Bank, and they recommended Elon Financial. They're going to offer a 1% rebate to the buildings for this program, so that'll give them some unrestricted funds to use.
Does the school pay sales tax when it buys things?
I'm sorry?
Does the school pay sales tax when it buys things?
No.
Does that card tell Kroger, like, don't charge me? Like, how does that work?
we have a sales tax exempt certificate that people.
So when you check out the card, you take this certificate with you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so
She moves.
I need a motion for this, so.
I will move
There you
forward.
go.
All right, very good. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Ryan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And I vote yes, that motion passes. Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to discussion items. The first one is the architectural agreement, which
That's
is.
also
this
me,
gross-
my last item for the evening. So Schmidt and Associates have provided an AIA contract that kind of provides sorry, I've talked too much tonight. An overarching contract for the services that we will need over the next few years. So the agreement that you see tonight is the overarching contract, and then they'll have amendments for each project that comes up. Mr. Young has reviewed the contract. My question was, does this contract make Schmidt and Associates exclusive? And if so, how long of a notice would we have to be able to give another firm a contract? And that was like a 7-day notice. So he seemed to think that it was a low-risk agreement and is pretty standard for architects. Mr. Young, would you like to add anything?
No, I think you're correct. It really is a contract. It's sort of, it's a contract so long as you want it to be a contract. And if you don't want it to be a contract, then you can terminate, I believe, on 7 days notice. For any reason or no reason. And you simply owe the architect whatever they earn up to the point of termination. Which is fair. So yes, it's a contract. I suppose it's more to the benefit of us than it is them, because it binds them to us, for the entire duration, whether they like it or not. But for our part, we can terminate for any reason whatsoever, except like 7-day notice. So I see very little risk.
So each time a project comes up, we'll be coming back with an amendment to this contract specifically for that one. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and next are our policies. The
Yes,
first
it was
reading.
a big day this week on Monday and Fridays. We reviewed policy readings for the first time with Mr. Wagner. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there Friday, but I'm sure he'll.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But I do want to highlight one particularly one. And Mrs. Campbell, if you could please pull up public participation in board meetings. As Roger has articulated for the past several months, this state law went into effect on July 1st, where public comment pertains to action items. And he did say, if you recall, that certain times it might be an action item like 2 months out. It doesn't have to be that moment in that action item. It's still an action item where we declare. So we met with Ryan and we looked at the amendments to our policy to match the state law. So I'd like to walk through those. I know normally we don't, but I do feel like it's appropriate that we walk through, and I ask Brooke and Ryan to please share their perspective too on changes if I miss any. But immediately the things that we would talk about in terms of that, we are changing the limits to speak to 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes that we've had in the past. And we are also limiting the total time to 60 minutes in that action item section. We would, if we have many people participating for any reason, then we would divide that 60 minutes up to equal that time. So it may not be 3. It is 3. I noticed that somehow, Natalie, that 2 was in there, but that's what we did change that to 3 in our first reading.
And then it also says, under I, 30 minutes.
Yeah, this
We're
is the-
limited
this is
to
the
30
wrong-
minutes.
Yep, I'm glad we're reviewing, because we did change those when we were talking about that. In addition, we did note in the virtual space, to match the law with regard to that, and board members, if we have a public in a virtual setting, what that would require, it would still parallel that. And lastly, want to make sure, yeah, Natalie, this is the wrong one because, okay. On requesting an agenda item, if you recall, back last fall, we had participants asking to request an agenda item is 14 days. We have stated that same 14-day window, with the exception that they would review it with the president, the superintendent, and then I would contact all of the board members to share what the item was going to be. And after consultation with all the board members, then the president and I would get together and approve or not approve of adding that agenda item. If it does get added, it's treated as a superintendent's report item. That's how we would treat that. So as you know, we don't have any time bound to that, but we tell everybody that it's between 5 and 10 minutes. If it carries over with question and answer, that's up to the board. But that is what we have decided on adding an agenda item to the board.
And we should be clear when we tell the person, like, yes, we approved it, we should make sure they know their time.
Yes, yep.
that
And
could
they
go off
still
the
have to
rails.
approve, when we do approve it, they need to submit their documentation to us. So if somebody says, hey, we're gonna talk about, whatever, and then they go completely off topic, that's not what we've talked about. And I don't think that'll happen, but we do wanna just make sure these are articulated as we move forward. Dr. Worland, Mr. Wagner, did I miss anything that needs to be highlighted? The other thing that I would like, and we can either do it tonight or we could do it at the retreat on Friday. I'd like to have this one vote on. The law's already in place. We just need to match the law at this point in time, I think. So it's really up to you. And obviously, since the documents in here is not the one that we worked on, we'll get it submitted in correct form. If we can wait till Friday, that's fine.
Let's do that.
And then we will have that for the next time. And I just note to the public, that means that if anybody wants to talk to the board with regard to anything that's not on the agenda, you didn't need to contact the board member, contact myself, and we can have that discussion. So we're not trying to exclude comments, we're just trying to say this is a business meeting in public, and that's what was intended as we move forward. Are there any other questions or comments on that?
Okay, great. So we'll move to the next board and administrative comments, board comments. I just have one. It was just fantastic to see all those kids here tonight. And even though I got writer's cramp signing all those certificates, just we should be really proud of what our students and our teachers and staff are doing to help these kids. And they're being very successful. So appreciate it.
And just a reminder that on the admin comments that we are having our board retreat that was scheduled a couple weeks ago but had to be postponed. And it's Friday. We are meeting at the Hampton Inn. Thank you, President Ott. That was her suggestion to look at that, and we did go look at it. I think we're going to enjoy that space. We do have technology. We're reviewing the strategic plan and looking at goal setting. That's the big overarching for that. And also just a reminder, we will have an executive session, and that's at the very beginning from 9 to 10 on school safety. As we move forward, because I know there's been a lot of questions, but both at the building level, at the district level, about school safety with everything that's going on. So we're gonna have that conversation, and then we'll continue from 10 to 3 would be the work session for the board.
Okay, and then any other?
Yeah, so we had the athletic council this afternoon, so I just wanted to share for the 21-22 year end, the boys squeaked out the Mid-State Conference champions. So by 2 points, we got it. The girls runner-up. So Plainfield still got us on that. And then Max Clark was announced as Indiana Baseball Gatorade Player of the Year again. So congratulations to him. So
very good, thank you.
And we'll be inviting Mr. Clark to the September board meeting as well as his coach for the great things on that.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Okay, calendar. Do we have anything else on the calendar?
Just a reminder about next Monday night, 6 o'clock here. And just so everybody knows, this is now the official school board meeting spot for this school year. We'll be at the middle school starting at 6. I know there maybe been a few people that had questions and that, but we'll be meeting in the middle school auditorium for the 22-23 school year. Labor Day is coming up, and then we will be starting back with our quarterly board visits in September. We'll look at calendars and those type of things.
Okay, very good. All right. On that note, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks, everybody.